www.otradiouk.com, and of course we have live activities more coming on politics, sports, social entertainment, and everything that you request. My name is Sanko Fatichinan, so I'm going to be part and parcel of it, and of course OT Radio has come to say this is the sound of Africa.
Are you ready for the ultimate property and lifestyle experience? Get ready for the Ghana Property and Lifestyle Expo 2023, coming to 2 exciting locations. Join us in London on the 11th and 12th of November, where leading reputable real estate developers will be waiting to meet you face to face. Be inspired by industry experts as they provide thought-provoking panel discussions and live Q&A sessions. And finally, mark your calendars for the 16th and 17th of December when the expo lands in Accra, Ghana. Experience the vibrant lifestyle and rich culture of Ghana while exploring investment opportunities in the thriving real estate market. Our expo will also feature exhibitors ranging from banking and legal services to estate and property management. Get all the support and information you need under one roof. So whether you're looking to invest, visit, or simply explore the world of real estate, the Ghana Property and Lifestyle Expo 2023 is the place to be. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity. Book your tickets now via Eventbrite for the Ghana Property and Lifestyle Expo 2023. Dream it, live it. You don't want to miss out.
And I welcome all of you to your number one Thursday evening show around the globe. Time with Tap Tap Send live on OT Media TV. We are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and other social media platforms. My name is Nana Kwame Oseitu, and I'm going to be your host this evening. We have a very packed program this evening, so please try and invite someone to join us this evening because they are going to be blessed by this show this evening. And some people are also going to walk away with free Amazon vouchers from Tap Tap Send. So I just want to say a very big thank you to Tap Tap Send for being our sponsor for the past, how many years? 3-4 years now since we started this program. A big thank you to Tap Tap Send. Tap Tap Send said, "Mima unya nenti say bro nya watch chene customers achede bebre and it is unya enwini ebia na na me can for Tap Tap Send amount or see a free 1st of October to 28th of October customers ebe winning Amazon vouchers, bought credits on their Tap Tap Send account, and the ground draw will be on the 28th of December. We winning flight ticket to Ghana, smart TVs, so many consolation prizes, and it is a 150 and say enjoying Tap Tap Send, and as a one fan send zika and call Ghana there and in American for the amount. But more than I see every week be as to me sending a minimum of $300, pounds, euros, wherever that you are. You qualify to enter into the draw. And so, and a grand draw no, from the 1st of October to 28th of December will send a minimum of about 2,000 your local currency being dollar, pounds, euro. You qualify to enter into the grand draw. And into Bomodia fee and year 28. Use to Tap Tap Send this kama ebusia for. Now all send this na Tap Tap Sending so chawadi. Tap Tap Send or say papa no. Yo, mamin ko Tap Tap Send aswe na minfa ora David Kofi Eje Emerald na menene enjin komo. Tap Tap Send me manya ntie se ebusia for amonso mo UAE any Austria sabre die Tap Tap Send edru honomo and it say wo UAE na wutie wo Austria na wutie won so bomoden na call Play Store App Store na download the Tap Tap Send. What are we talking about this evening on this show? We are talking about breast cancer. Let's go to US of A. Now, yeni ora David Kofi Eje and drink komo. Science na meko Germany. Many ora Kofi from Pons so drink komo. Na fe me de yen guest. Omo ewo show you so ene Eddie Abro. Dave, a very good evening and welcome to the show.
Nana Kwame, good evening. Well, thank you so much. Nana Kwame Mekoe.
Me too on kapa. Dave, and your laptop may be correct. BBI correct.
Okay. Ebusianfo, good evening. Yeah, man, say maba. Meaning say everywhere around the world, at least more and more American Indians around the afternoon. So again, thanks everybody for coming. Obi I'll connect to be at Damasit. Sana Nakwame Kaino. From the 1st of October 1st, up until December 28th, we're giving out Amazon gift cards. Europeans, Europe for us a voucher, Amazon gift cards. We're giving it every single week up until December. Come December, no, but you get a chance to win a flight, air fryers, flat screen TVs, a plethora of options. In Tipacho, Mudisca because I'm say weekly and Kofobaka Wendy this week. In Tipsy to us instead of a 1 month December. No, you started Christmas Nentem. Into from October 1st, BC December 31st, December 28th, and then the bear final draw. Okogan, a BC to tickets man idea. When Tipacho Mofanko. Into every week, while sending $300 and £300 and €300. Now, during that week, you qualify A class. Prince, Omina Bear draw, Nia Hussein Bekoso. By December, no patcho, you heard from October 1st, ABC December 28th. If you send a cumulative, which is now what is kind of now boom. Now we have $2,500, now $2,500, euro, pound. You qualify to win the grand prize, TV in the Akana was so the Tipacho, Mugusum Fanko, Moane, say Christmas, by it was your phone fret. Obiasi, oh, thought down. Wait, now we are going to be out this car in Tipacho. Near bomb and again, thank you so much. Thanks so much, and Aquame. Every week, be an Aquame could be for Roba in somebody that you care about. This month, and then show, we're talking about breast cancer. This month, breast cancer month. So, Aquame, again, thank you so much for bringing somebody to speak on this topic. I asked him, we care about in the community. We don't get a chance to speak more about. So, Aquame, again, thanks. And Pacho, and show the bed until we hear. If you have any other questions, Aquame, back to you. I'm not going to hold the show because I'm sure there are going to be a ton of questions. So I'll give it right back to you.
Dave, may I say, bring now, so no tap and Nikita, Jumadiemo, Emma, it's me, Edinburgh and community, no, and a breast cancer, a home assem. Yanin, yes, a breast cancer, and a man in a a man so it me in your breast cancer. But you're very serious, and you're very nina a home and sem ewo Jumadi so. My men done me home, me fa a young crato bacco, and no netino, meba namidi Jumadi and their trust to be a account. Producer.
Are you ready for the ultimate property and lifestyle experience? Get ready for the Ghana Property and Lifestyle Expo 2023, coming to 2 exciting locations. Join us in London on the 11th and 12th of November, where leading reputable real estate developers will be waiting to meet you face to face. Be inspired by industry experts as they provide thought-provoking panel discussions and live Q&A sessions. And finally, mark your calendars for the 16th and 17th of December when the expo lands in Accra, Ghana. Experience the vibrant lifestyle and rich culture of Ghana while exploring investment opportunities in the thriving real estate market. Our expo will also feature exhibitors ranging from banking and legal services to estate and property management. Get all the support and information you need under one roof. So whether you're looking to invest, visit or simply explore the world of real estate, the Ghana Property and Lifestyle Expo 2023 is the place to be. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity. Book your tickets now via Eventbrite for the Ghana Property and Lifestyle Expo 2023. Dream it, live it. You don't want to miss out.
Introducing Nature's Secret for health and wellness. Turkey Berry Organic Premium Tea. Unlock the power of wellness with Turkey Berry Organic Premium Tea. Made from the powerful turkey berry, locally known as abedru. Our tea is packed with natural goodness. Simply brew a cup and you're on your way to a healthier you. Experience increased vitality and a boost to your immune system with every sip. 100% organic, pure goodness from the earth. Our Turkey Berry Organic Premium Tea is your secret to an invincible immune system. Turbocharge your health and keep those seasonal bugs at bay. Raise your iron levels naturally and rekindle your energy. Boost your vitality, kickstart your day, and embrace life with enthusiasm. Discover the secret to sustainable weight loss. Turkey berry tea helps you shed those extra pounds naturally and effortlessly. Visit our website now and order your turkey berry tea. Experience the difference and unlock a healthier and more vibrant you.
Nakami, are you on mute?
You're on mute.
All right. My apologies. Right. Welcome back to the show once again. You are live on OT Media TV, and the show is Time with Tap Tap Send with your servant Nana Kwame Oseitu. Right now we are crossing over to Studio 2. Honomo ena ura A class ewo. Na watwi mu nyina omo send sika through Tap Tap with a minimum of £300, €300, $300. You stand a chance of winning something this evening. And into A class at the Euro Zone 1, or mom qualify and at the bro. And unechi, me guess for the day, ebe bro. After my guess, ebe we are then or the year UK, Canada, and USA draw no for the week, and also at the ebe bro. And into Ora A class, take over Nafa a year this week. Amazon vouchers ni bulk credits na mode Emma customers na patch of draw ne brain.
Before I say you not more draw no and so me ministry piece producer with me try Albert Bako Amamia the soap is one. Never prepare one.
Want to get out of a job you hate? Did you know you can become a DevOps engineer and earn an average salary of £75,000? You will be highly paid. You can work from home and spend more time with your family, and your work will be respected. Train with Cloud Rock Academy to become a DevOps engineer in just 6 months. Interested? Watch our free on-demand training to learn more.
Charlie, you say what's up?
Charlie, try send money go Ghana. They think no they go like.
Oh yeah? And you never use Tap Tap Send?
Oh, Tap Tap Send.
You mean you've never tried Tap Tap Send?
Oh, I know hear of Tap Tap Send though.
Try Tap Tap Send.
Make a try now. All right, cool. All right. Oh wow! In less than 30 seconds, the thing go.
Oh my guy. But at this time, there for no say Tap Tap Send be the best, reliable, affordable, convenient way to send money. Hey, quick cry.
Cha, thanks so much, bro. Thank you.
Send more, spend less. Send more, Charlie spend less. Send more, spend less. Send more, Charlie spend less. Tap Tap Send. Tap Tap Send. See, and they use Tap Tap Send. So you for use Tap Tap Send. Everybody sing with me. Tap Tap Send. Tap Tap Send. And they use Tap Tap Send. So no, it's for the permanent state. If you want to transfer money, use Tap Tap Send. If you want to transfer money, use Tap Tap Send. Very easy and affordable. Tap Tap Send. Safe and reliable. Tap Tap Send. Convenient and fast. Very secure transfer. Very easy and affordable. Tap Tap Send. Safe and reliable. Tap Tap Send. Convenient and fast. Very secure transfer.
Are you ready for the ultimate property and lifestyle experience? Get ready for the Ghana Property and Lifestyle Expo 2023, coming to 2 exciting locations. Join us in London on the 11th and 12th of November, where leading reputable real estate developers will be waiting to meet you face to face. Be inspired by industry experts as they provide thought-provoking panel discussions and live Q&A sessions. And finally, mark your calendars for the 16th and 17th of December when the expo lands in Accra, Ghana. Experience the vibrant lifestyle and rich culture of Ghana while exploring investment opportunities in the thriving real estate market. Our expo will also feature exhibitors ranging from banking and legal services to estate and property management. Get all the support and information you need under one roof. So whether you're looking to invest, visit or simply explore the world of real estate, the Ghana Property and Lifestyle Expo 2023 is the place to be. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity. Book your tickets now via Eventbrite for the Ghana Property and Lifestyle Expo 2023. Dream it, live it. You don't want to miss out.
Hello, Abusa for Yedam Namo Asset. Say, Maba, a time with tap saying on OT media, eso. Yami and Shamuna. Some you do your draw no, eso. Into young Chahono. We'll go and pick Omo, I'll qualify for and Merino, which is week 4 no. The work of Omo qualify for week 4 no. Let's say I pick it, for Eurozone 1 and Eurozone 2 no. F4 no, eso no. Into Eurozone 1, Edian you also into the you best select Omo Rini no for Eurozone 1. No. And these are the people that qualified and sent more than 300 euros within the week, starting from Thursday to Wednesday into the Dino and Atra Eguno. The Dino and Atra Eguno. The Bacha Baba Peke of Monona, Edomo Akotu Efideno. Into a Fidena Ewono. All right, into the Dino. But at the moment, I pick the first winner for the 50 euros, no, Amazon Vachan, into your 2,059 entries. Good. But a winner in Yano for an enemy for the Eurozone 1 or a friend nearby Teresa, any honey chat. Amomo Adan Bakredi Amai.
You that say A class. Pachobe to me at the Dimu Kesega Kramay, Emmanuel Penamiho. You Yenabema already for the Amazon voucher no Nidinge Emmanuel Konadu.
All right. That's it. Enya ba Teresa intine yebeyi enua Emmanuel eje no afrimu na spending for the other 5 winners no and so all right is they say no entries no awaka 2,058 and Agoka. She says, so baby nipa 5 no so for Eurozone 1 for Edian. Good. Winners for the 10 euros in-app credit and so Edian and the Atrigunity. Any about Teresa ne honey chat, but with me abubo amaya.
Abusafonso I'm waiting for the in-app bulk credit and so omudi ena edidi sui. Dedi kind of friend Doris Efia Owusu. The tosu beam your friend Rose Kusi. And I did this so Lydia Deborah and Angelot for them and Belinda Owusu. Belinda Owusu.
All right, thank you very, very much, Enyaba Teresa. Uncle iPhone, but what you do, man? Okay, let me say what to the interior so clarify. All right, then in Jebeko Eurozone 2 for so into Eurozone 2 for the answer any ebe piki omui. Into Eurozone 2 for more qualifier no. Any ebe piki. All right. Into ebe piki the akwakogu efige no mo our Eurozone 2 no so no. See, yeah, the about 12 if you get more. Oh, it's a mom qualify, 1,734. 1,734 and they qualify for Eurozone 2. And so, I don't know. In the about pick a first winner and also. Good. Your first winner, Ediano, and the war, no. In the end about Teresa and Honey Chan, but you meet me, I just Amaya.
Mpacho, the winner is Shirley Ortins Ajima. Shirley Ortins Ajima.
All right. Thank you very, very much. In your bar, Honey Chan. Okay. Inti Ebeyi, in your Shirley Ephraim. All right. Okay. And they say, our new entries, our koye 1,733. 1,733. It's a honor so the Baba picking nipa num na or you have in-app credit and also. Okay. Pacho enya ba honey chat any Teresa. Pacho mo with me about winners no amayin.
Mpacho, the winners Omudi Nedison, Oseyao, Obing Benjamin Prepa, Paul Christian, Angelo Miano, Suleiman Mohammed. Mpacho, Edino.
All right. Thank you very much. In your about Teresa, any honey chat and so for the brilliant pronouncement of the winners and also. Into on this note, and Pacho, so we'll show you soon as I will to the Pacho Moninji celebrate in the chat room. You ever go back to Studio A now or pick it up your guest for the night, yeah, they're also an album. But just to let everybody know, on one winning for week 1, week 2, week 3, yeah, sort of be out. In so will be a dofubi woman. Catch and non checking the email mu and now say you miss calls away on return call now on the innings also. So back to you, Nana Kwame, CDA. Now number 10 to go.
Helping us with the week 3. Is it week 3 or week 4? Week 3 draw. Week 3. Week 4. Okay.
It's week 4.
Right. Thank you very much. And it is we need be, and I say we need be. Keep on sending, and maybe next week you'll be the lucky winner. But don't forget, say Yame Ayaduma on the 23rd. Thank you, producer. I just want to remind you that on the 28th of December will be the grand draw. You could be the lucky winner for a flight ticket to Ghana, Amazon vouchers, 55-inch television, and many, many more. And if you keep on sending, the more I will send, it will enhance your chance of winning something this December. Tap say brunye watch it yenina ubia achede. And inti koswa na use tap now also bet me a winnie baby. Right, this is the time for us to bring on camera our guest for tonight. And my guest for tonight, a very good friend. I mean, Oba Ghanaian community anymore. Why Juma Bebre? Oko up north in Scotland within the Students Association. Or Honomo, Wabua school for Bebre, especially Omo Mufi Ghana ba, Omo air pet down, Omo Nyadine. She has been so helpful to a lot of Ghanaian students in Glasgow, Scotland, and all those areas. I'm a medical doctor. And they helped me to welcome to the show this evening, Dr. Akosua Ofosu-Asiedu. Asiedu. Doc, a very good evening and welcome to the show. Nyame adom me ho yɛ paa. What address it to see to the occasion pa. Right. So tonight we are talking about breast cancer. So the month of October has been dedicated, especially on the 19th of October, as Breast Cancer Day. A day, and I said the month, yeah, day about the rule about breast cancer. Any doctor or Hanum to tell us a bit more when you talk about breast cancer. And no cry any day, and then of course breast cancer. Symptoms being and see treatment being or honomoma. And then see ye be cry see cancer so de ye na yabohu. Stigma no nko e wo ho ni nti wote a wo mpese wo be mu obi a mpate se menye bi. Doc, we are here. We want you to talk to us. What is breast
Okay.
cancer?
Yeah. For first of all, thank you for inviting me to the show. Now, me so bia baswa ya no mu katwi. So actually na shede nko yesa nti me meka me de be frafra.
Yeah, I think there are other nationalities also on board. If we can stick to the English, that will help. Yeah. Thank you.
That's fine. Then I think that would be better for me. So okay, so in a way, thank you for having me on the show. I'm really excited to be here and to talk about one of the things that I think are one of the most important things, not just for women. I think a lot of people think when they hear breast cancer, they automatically think, oh, that's a woman problem, but breast cancer affects males as much as women. I know it's more common in the female gender, definitely, but it also does affect the male gender as well. So what is breast cancer? Well, let's break it down. What is cancer? Cancer is any abnormal growth of cells in the body. So our body is constantly growing and changing. Your skin cells, you'll notice that sometimes your skin cells are peeling off. That's because your skin cells grow and are replenishing all the time. Our body, all other cells in our body do the same. It only becomes a problem when there's uncontrollable growth. So that uncontrollable growth in the body is called cancer. So essentially, breast cancer just means there's uncontrollable growth of cells in the breast. So, I mean, what are the risk factors for this? To be honest, I would be lying if I said to you, if you eat your 5 a day, you stop smoking, you exercise all the time, that you will prevent breast cancer. It helps, like it does help a lot of other things, but a lot of breast cancer comes from your genetics, exposure to radiation. So sometimes, depending on the job that you're doing, people like radiologists tend to get some exposure to radiation, and your age counts as well, and the amount of hormones. So it's pretty much a genetic thing. Is more genetic. So then, how do you sort of prevent it? Well, it's difficult, but you can help stop it from, like I said, living a healthy lifestyle. But in terms of catching it early, that's the most important thing. So if you know that you've got predisposition to breast cancer in your family, if you know you've been exposed to radiation, things like that, then you would basically go through a screening program. Now, I can only speak for the UK. So the UK do a screening program automatic for people over the age of 40 to 70. Because as I said, the older you get, the more at risk you are of getting breast cancer. However, if you have a family history of breast cancer, you can also go through breast cancer screening. So that's some of the ways that we can help prevent breast cancer. If you're worried that you might have breast cancer, what you have to do is basically first thing, you can test yourself. Okay. So we advise people, especially females, to look in the mirror, lift up one of your hands, and then basically touch your breast and your armpits, feel for lumps. Do it for one side and do it for the other side. And as I said, I actually just did an oxymoron there. So not just women, okay, men as well. But usually, as I said, because it's more common in women. But anybody who's concerned that they might have breast cancer from whatever symptoms, we'll come to that in a minute, you can just search yourself. If you find a lump in either your armpits or in your breast, then I would suggest that you go and speak to a health professional. Some of the investigations we'll do is a mammogram. So that's imaging of the breasts. And sometimes we can do something called a biopsy as well, where we stick into the lump, and then we basically take out some cells and we test those cells in the lab, and then we can do some investigations to find out if they are cancerous cells or if they are just benign growing cells. Again, the other thing, I was going to talk about treatment, but I mean, there's a lot that you can do, you know, in terms of, I'm just giving you sort of a whistle stop overview of what breast cancer is. So if you've got any questions, I'm sure that you'll be asking me later on in the program. But the most important thing I want you to remember from this talk show, thing else from a lot of my blabbering, is that it affects both men and women. You can check for it yourself, okay, by feeling your breast and under your armpits for lumps. And if you are concerned that you have family history of breast cancer, or if you feel that your breast doesn't look quite right, you're feeling a bit weird about things, or you're seeing lumps in your chest, then go and talk to a medical professional. So yeah, I think I'll stop there and wait for the questions.
All right, so now, I mean, it is time. If you have any question about breast cancer, doctor is here to tell us a bit more. So if you are on a Zoom, just raise your hands on the Zoom and I'll pick you up for you to ask your question. Whatever question that you've got for me, we will pick it and doctor will do justice to that. So let's start with Patrick. Patrick, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yeah, Doc, thanks very much for that insight. Talking of radiation, there's this rumor that food from the microwave also causes this kind of, it has its own factors and stuff. What would you say to that? Talking about these radiations.
Now, that's an interesting question, and thank you for asking the question. So, I think it's an important point. We don't forget food from the microwave is also a form of radiation, okay? But there are limits to how much radiation we can be exposed to. So, for example, I spoke about radiographers and people who work in like X-ray labs and things. They are constantly exposed to radiation, but in this day and age, in this modern day and age, things have been done to try and reduce their exposure to the amount of radiation they're getting. So in the same way with a microwave, like my mother always says, if you can warm the food on a burner, do it. Okay, because the thing of medicine is not definite. And even if we tell you today that it's not safe, tomorrow we can come back and tell you that it's safe, because we're constantly finding things. So I think sometimes you need to play it by ear. Okay, like for example, vaping initially came out and the advice was that vaping is safe. Now all of a sudden vaping is not safe. So what I tell you here today might change in the next year. But I think because it's radiation, because we know that there are risks to radiation, I would try and limit the use of microwaves as much as you can. I can't tell you to stop using it because it's clearly impossible in this day and age, but just limit your use. Another important thing as well is these days, microwaves don't come with covering. So back in the days when you had a microwave, you'd have the plate and then you have a covering that goes over the food. And they call it the anti-splatter covering. It's important if you use a microwave often that you always cover your food, because it kind of sometimes does block out some of the radiations. So another advice I would say to you is if you're going to use a microwave, always make sure you're covering it with something. Yeah, and I hope that answers your question.
All right, cool. Thank you very much, Patrick. Okay. Let's move on to Patricia. Patricia, please unmute yourself and ask a question. And I mean, feel free if you also want to ask your question in Twi, Doctor Ose Oti Chini, Bani Chini Nenya Papa Kakra. So that's it. So you are feel free. Patricia, ask the question.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Pacho, me pajamas, me motu muha. Eba mi mfimu ho ni minufu wono. Minim weda ase ati se den ka electric a shock wono. Oho ana ese ase bibi shock wono. Na eye me ya. Oho ana eye me ya. So mi hu mama me baba na check am so mi hu lamp biasa. Ba ujina me motu mase ho ni minufu bu kumo.
Okay. So okay, me try to answer question with you, baby, and about for them kaka, if you don't mind. Into baby sano, important say about medical professional be a shama. Didn't ya make us say about symptoms are a lot of conditions can have the same symptoms. Symptom ya waka chemi and day unless I examine and I say me no more, let me be so extra questions be what me to me aka so okay ebia say na me say call me to me can show for real say say and I say because sharp pain under your breast around your brain piece no a bit to me your shoulder I just say never hono and it causes a pain no. In the same way, a bit to me, never be a can't say cancer, pengu. But I'm patching say it's a difficult say over the phone saying, oh, but at the back of patch, I'm saying, me too for say, over corner, I know doctor or casa. And yes, as soon as I later, so I say, maybe some more questions. Now, me to me, be some more questions to figure out, say, if we are saying, then we can formulate something. Either way, you have to go and see your doctor, to be honest, because even if something is there, it's your doctor that will end up treating you. So my advice would be, say, go and see your doctor.
Okay, and that's
And that's it. Doctor will take more questions on breast cancer, but if you have any general health question, she'll be more than happy to answer those questions as well. Let's pick Mami Kunedu. Mami, Bacho, unmute yourself and ask a question.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. You talk about covering your food in the microwave, and with the microwave covers that are out there, mostly they are plastics. And I've heard that these plastics are not safe. So, what is the best way to cover your food without using this plastic?
So yeah, that's a good question. So actually, I actually even tend to use the plastic, but like you say, plastic reacting with heat is actually not good as well. But the thing here is the plastic is actually not touching the food. If you think about the covering, the plastic is sort of caved over the food. But if you're really extra like my mom, who hates heating up, you can use any of your ceramic bowls. So for example, even having a plate and a plate on top to cover it, or a plate and a normal bowl, any microwavable bowl. Some people can also use Pyrex bowls. They work very well. In terms of having kids around, I would say use the plastic because kids will end up breaking all the plates. When my mom used the plates, we always broke them, So like I said, is if you're heating the food in the plastic and is reacting, then that's a different case, but sort of covering the food. So yeah, but if you to be extra careful, just use any normal plates. That should be fine.
Thank you very much, Mami Kunedu. We are so talking about breast cancer with Dr. Akosua Ofosu-Asiedu. Doc, yeah, that's the Sewaba. Pews, please unmute yourself and ask your question. Forgive me if I couldn't pronounce your name properly. Pewus. Please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Good afternoon. It's Pewus.
Pewus. And I mean, let me see Pews. Hey, forgive me, right?
Good afternoon, Doc. How are you?
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I have a question. It's two-part. One of them is, can you list or can you come up with the main causes of cancer? Just one? I know it's many, or we don't even know what the causes. If being a specialist, and also, is there any medication to cure it without going through chemotherapy?
So I think this is a very good question because the thing, as I said before, with medicine, each of the things in medicine, Aaron, we actually don't know. Some cancers are there that we know the causes for, but I mean, your question you said, is there any cause for cancer? That's a very broad question. It'll be difficult for me to answer the question in terms of breast cancer, or is there a particular cancer that you want?
No, I'm talking in general because, I'm talking in general.
Yeah. So for most cancers, what we know is that something goes wrong in the processing of cells. So I'm not going to get into the details, but in everybody, like I said, our cells are constantly growing and there's always a start for cells and a stop for cells. So cells have a lifespan. And when our body has a normal regulation where when the lifespan of a cell stops growing and the cell is discarded, very simply. There's more in-depth sort of explanations to that, but just roughly that's what our bodies do. We grow, we stop, it's discarded. When it comes to cancer cells, when the body tells them to stop, it's almost like cancer cells normally are sworn, they are stubborn. They don't listen to the body. So they just keep growing, and they keep growing uncontrollably. And that's what, so most of the time, we actually don't know what causes the cancer cells to grow uncontrollably. A lot of the time, we know that there are genetic factors. For example, when it comes to lung cancer, we know that smoking is the main cause. Why? Because the smoke, when it's inhaled into the body, it causes something called free radicals. These radicals attack the body, and it basically damages the cells. That's why we're saying things like smoking, things like alcohol, things like a bad diet, they affect the way in which your body grows. So we assume, or for some cancers, we can definitely say that they affect the cell growth. But like I said, it's difficult. So that's why I'm saying to try your best to just live a healthy life, exercise, eat your fruits and vegetables, avoid fast food, avoid smoking, avoid excess alcohol. That kind of thing will stop, will help prevent any abnormal cell growth. What's the second part to that question, Get?
The second part was, is there any real medication for without going through chemotherapy?
Again, it depends on the type of cancer and the stage of cancer. So some cancers present at a very, very late stage, where by the time that you see the cancer spread to your bones, to your brain, to your lungs, at that point, really nothing that as medical professionals can do for you. In the case of breast cancer, instead of, sometimes depending on the stage, okay, you can actually avoid chemo and radiotherapy and just have something called an excision. So just cut out the cancer and then get rid of it. Sometimes you might even have that and still have radiotherapy on top. So it really depends on what stage. I know that just recently there's a medication that has come out for prostate cancer, which might help with prostate cancer, but again, it depends on the level at which you want. So I cannot give you one answer. And I the treatment for cancer, might become a multimillionaire, and I'm working on it. But honestly, there's no one shoe sort of fits all. It's really difficult when it comes to cancer, and there's currently no cure for cancer except for surgery. So yeah.
Can I ask one more question?
Nana Kwame, you're muted.
Can I ask one more question if I'm not taking the time?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Now we know, and there's been, whether it's rumors or whatever, about the food that we eat, and you made mention of we should eat healthy and all that. Now we also know most of our food is also being grown with fertilizers and all that. Can they also cause cancer, whether it's organic or not? We say it's organic food, but we have fertilizers in them. Can also cause cancer.
Absolutely. And I mean, this is why it's very important where you source your food from, because even when it comes to fertilizers, I mean, think about it, there are safe fertilizers and unsafe fertilizers. There are chemical fertilizers and they're natural sort of fertilizers. So if somebody is using, like you said, even if it's organic food, they're using fertilizers. But if someone's using things like manure and other sorts of, natural fertilizers to fertilize their foods, then obviously there. I'm not saying that all the risk, but the risks there are highly reduced, as opposed to someone who's, in a greenhouse using chemical fertilizers. Fertilizers are a big thing. And again, that's why we always advise that people go for organic, homegrown food. So if you know the kind of food, and this is another reason why fast foods are bad, because if you think about it, you can literally fry a burger in your house, and it can be much healthier than going to McDonald's and eating a burger there. Why? Because if you're frying the burger and you're processing the meat yourself, you know where the manufacturer is coming from, and you know that it's organic meat. You're using, organic oil, like you're using olive oil, virgin oil, things like that. Then you're basically taking away half of the risk factors, where as opposed to going to a fast food where they're just trying to use cheap products. So a lot of the things are chemicalized. So yeah, to answer your question, definitely there's nothing like zero, okay, but there's definitely a reducing the risk, and organic foods can definitely help you reduce the risk for basically health problems from things like that. Yeah.
All right. So before I pick Patrick, I've got one question here. This one is want to know, what type of doctor should one see if he or she think she have got breast cancer?
So again, this is it's difficult because it depends on where you are in the world. In the UK, your first point of call for every condition will be your GP. That's your general practitioner. Now, GP in the UK means something different to what it means in other parts of the world. So your GP will be your family doctor in most other places in the world. UK. I know that you can probably go directly to specialists. So in most people who look after cancer would be oncologists. But again, I think there's a system where you don't just go straight to the oncologist. You have to go through somebody like a general practitioner. You have to go to a family doctor, and then the family doctor will refer you. So it depends. But if you're asking from the UK, then the first person you go to is your GP, because they'll be the ones to do the initial test and then refer you to your oncologist.
All right, let's move on to Patrick. Patrick, please unmute yourself and answer a question.
Thank you. That's very, very great. This is just a humble suggestion that maybe in the future, if we are having a topic like this, we can have some imageries to really appreciate what goes on in the breast as we are talking about, so we're able to understand it properly. With regards to the female as compared to the male, we said that the female mostly get it more. And I don't know whether it's answered already. What actually goes on inside the breast that makes it more alarming? And then how in the side of the men, how are we able to detect ours? Because this is the first time I'm hearing this actually. Is it the same way the female? Yeah.
I'm very glad that you've, at least I know that you've taken something away from today. And yeah, I mean, it's the same. I was hoping I could get some pictures, but I thought about it too last minute, and unfortunately I couldn't send them over. So I'll just talk a bit about the anatomy of the breast, right? And if you've got a good imagination, just imagine, okay, so you've got your breast which you see, and then you've got sort of your nipple. Everybody has a nipple. So okay, let's use my ring as a nipple. So that's your nipple, okay? And a man and a woman both have the breast tissue, and then you have the nipple. And mostly in women, you have a duct. In men, you have it too. So you have a duct that basically produces milk. And obviously, if you're not breastfeeding, it doesn't produce milk. But there's some tubes there, and then there's a cell at the end of the tube that produces the milk, and then it goes through the tube to your nipple, and then that's the main anatomy of a breast. Okay, now you're probably asking, well, a man probably doesn't have milk producing tubes and things. Actually, you do, because this might also be a test that you hear it, because men can actually also produce milk. And there's a disease called galactorrhea, and that's basically the production of milk in men. So even though the anatomy is there for men, they are not supposed to produce milk, but there's a disease where men can actually start producing milk. And that's a different topic altogether. Maybe I'll come back and talk about that later. So the anatomy for women and men are pretty much the same when it comes to. The only reason men have bigger breasts is because obviously it's like going to the gym. The more you exercise your muscle, the bigger your muscle gets. Because women are actually more of tubes and more production ducts to produce the milk. We have more breast tissue. That's all there is. So there are two types of cancers. There's cancers that can happen in the tubes that lead up to the nipple, where the milk passes through, and that can happen in lobules where the milk is actually produced. And this is where the difference comes between men and women. So obviously, if I'm producing milk, my breast is working more. The more my breasts work, the more cells I need, which means my breast tissue is constantly growing and dying. So that's why it's more common in women, because our breast is actually working more. So the more our breasts work, the more we're actually producing as compared to men. And that's why women get it more. But I think, to answer your question, finally, that's the only mechanism that basically makes it more common. In terms of how the breast cancer actually is the same in both men and women, there's nothing different there. I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah, precisely. Yes. Yeah. Thank you very much. And then, so I guess in the same way, women are able to detect the lumps and stuff. Men should also be practicing the same thing.
The same way. And there are red flags to look out for. if you start seeing, like I said, obviously the lump is the most common one to see. But if there are any breast changes, so any skin changes in your breast, there's something called peau d'orange, and it's basically a French word for the pinch. And if your breast looks like the peel of an orange, basically what that means is, you know how an orange usually has those holes in them, and it's like the skin is a bit rough. So that is more than likely that you have breast cancer. That's a very typical sign for breast cancer. Most of the time, when your breast starts to look like that, you're actually quite deep in the cancer. If your nipples are inverted, so as I say, most nipples pop out like my ring here, so the nipples pop out like that. But if your nipples are actually inverted and they go in, as if someone has sucked them from inside, that's also a sign, and you want to be looking. So there are different signs. If your nipple changes to a different color, or your changes to a different color. So if you're looking at both your breasts, left and right, and you notice that one is a different color, so one is more red, or maybe one is darker than the other, again, I will start being concerned or going to see somebody about that. Mind you, you can find in your breast that might not be cancerous, okay? So there are benign tumors, and what that means is, even though they are cancerous, they are not going to cause you. You can have fatty lumps in your breast. You can, even if you feel a lump in your breast, don't panic, okay? Just go see a medical professional. Let us do our job. And if you do have cancer, we have a way to make sure that you are looked.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Patrick, for your question once again. I've got two more questions here as well. Somebody's asking, can breast cancer in men, is it preventable? Can it be prevented, or is it preventable? Looks like we've lost Doctor. I'll try and connect her back again. So, producer, if you can give me one ad, I will quickly reconnect Doctor, then we will continue with it.
Are you ready for the ultimate property and lifestyle experience? Get ready for the Ghana Property and Lifestyle Expo 2023, coming to 2 exciting locations. Join us in London on the 11th and 12th of November, where leading reputable real estate developers will be waiting to meet you face to face. Be inspired by industry experts as they provide thought-provoking panel discussions and live Q&A sessions. And finally, mark your calendars for the 16th and 17th of December when the expo lands in Accra, Ghana. Experience the vibrant lifestyle and rich culture of Ghana while exploring investment opportunities in the thriving real estate market. Our expo will also feature exhibitors ranging from banking and legal services to estate and property management. Get all the support and information you need under one roof. So whether you're looking to invest, visit, or simply explore the world of real estate, the Ghana Property and Lifestyle Expo 2023 is the place to be. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity. Book your tickets now via Eventbrite for the Ghana Property and Lifestyle Expo 2023. Dream it, live it. You don't want to miss out.
Reminding you that this is the sound of Africa. OT Radio is live and alive. This is the time we open the house of best. This is the newest version, of course, the greatest time of our moments now. OT Radio has come to stay. Tune in on www.otradiouk.com, and of course we have live activities more coming on politics, sports, social entertainment, and everything that you request. My name is Sanko Fatichinan, so I'm going to be part and parcel of it. And of course, OT Radio has come to say this is the sound of Africa.
Right, we are doing our possible best to connect Doctor back again on the show. But before she joins us again, I will go to Studio 2, where my good friend A-Class is. A-Class, if you are there, can we do the draw for UK Tap Tap Send Bronya Chedie weekly draw? We want to take the UK one right after the UK draw. I'll bring Doctor back for us to finish our questioning and answer section. Then after that, we will do Canada, and US of A. So, Mr. A-Class, if you are ready, I want you to take over now.
All right. Thank you very, very much, my dear brother Nana Kwame. And I'll quickly jump onto our wheel picker and we'll do justice to the UK people. All right, so we'll select those who qualify for the draw, and these are the people who sent £300 in and above. So that these are the names over there. So go to our picker, we'll put it in, and we've got 3,492 entries at the moment. 3,492 entries. So we're going to do justice to the first person. So we're going to pick the first person for the Amazon voucher. Good. So the first person for the Amazon voucher is there, and I'll call upon our dear sisters Teresa and Honey Chat to do justice for us, please.
The winner is Jonas Amatefio. Jonas Amatefio.
Hey, congrats, Amatefio.
I hope it's...
Hey, Jonas.
And then the moon, no better moon.
Well done, Jonas. Well done. Whoa.
All right, so let's keep sending. Thank you. So we're taking Jonas out of the list at the moment, and we're going to do that of the 5 for the in-app credit of £10. And now we've got any entries remains. It comes up to 3,491. So within the spin. Good. These are the winners for the 5 in-app credits. So we'll come up our dear sisters to do justice for us, please.
Sorry, the winners for the in-app credits are Faustina Fobi Asante, Salah Arthur, Lodina Jodu, Miss P. Jamfi, Emily Crunchy.
All right, thank you very much, dear sister. And we'll hand it over to Studio A, and if they are ready, they can continue from there. All right, whilst we're waiting for Studio A, okay. Nana, Mike.
Yes, sir. All right,
thank you.
Mr. A-Class, a very big thank you. And I'm so glad to hear that Jonas Amatefio has won £50 Amazon voucher. Wow. Big thank you to the Tap Tap Send team for the good job that you guys are doing. So yeah, it's a way to say thank you to all our customers for being with us all these years, and this is a little way that we can say thank you. Although it's not everybody that can win, one of this raffle, but we are doing our possible best. From now till 28th of December, Tap Tap Send or Chadiesa. In the Kosuna Sunday, you will also be one day, you will also be a lucky winner. Right, let's move on to, we want to bring our guest back once again, Dr. Akosua Ofosu-Asiedu. Doc, a very good evening and welcome back again. We had a little technical hitch there, but fortunately, Doctor is back on the show again. Doc.
Yeah.
And then it's here.
I'm so sorry. Internet problem, but I hope it's better now.
No worries. Okay, so before say internet I was asking, can cancer in men be preventable? Is it preventable? Can it be prevented?
Cancer in men?
Yeah.
So, as I was saying before, cancer in anybody is difficult to prevent because we don't really know the cause. Like I was saying, it's different from something like lung cancer, where we know that. I mean, you can not smoke and still get lung cancer, but we know that the majority of lung cancer cases are caused by smoking. So we can definitely say with confidence and with chest that if you stop smoking, you're more likely not to get lung cancer. When it comes to breast cancer, it's very difficult because we actually don't know the cause of it. We know that a lot of the time, most of you, if you've heard about something called the BRCA1 and the BRCA2 gene, these are all genetics. So if you have the BRCA1 gene or the BRCA2 gene, that means that you're more likely to get cancer. But the question now is, how do you stop yourself from getting the BRCA1 gene? You really can't, because you inherit it from your parents. It's not like you can go into them and take out the gene or something. So when it comes to breast cancer, honestly speaking, the most advice that we have for people is try and live a healthy lifestyle. I'll say this again because it's very important. It counts for a lot of things. If your cells are healthy, they're going to grow in a healthy way. So the only way your cells are going to be healthy is if you're eating your fruits and vegetables. You're drinking a lot of water, you're exercising, you're getting enough sleep, you're staying away from fatty foods, you're not smoking, not drinking too much alcohol. These are going to make sure that you're healthy way. So unfortunately, no, I can't give you a specific answer for that.
All right, cool. Yeguso Ayeni, Dr. Akosua Ofosu-Asiedu, educating on breast cancer. If you have any question, please do raise your hands on the Zoom, or if you join us on Facebook, YouTube, you can ask your question, put your question at the comment section, and I'll read it for you. She'll be more than happy to answer your questions. And if you have any general health question, Doctor is here. She's more than happy to assist you with any health questions that you've got. Doc, during my research this afternoon online, I came across this, but I'm not quite sure whether it's research proving that is there a role that men can play in reducing breast cancer in women? Doc, internet,
sorry,
as I'm
I lost you there.
It's a big question, no. Hey, Nana Kwame.
Media assembly about Doc. Okay,
Yes,
so
yes.
the question was, is there a role that male partners can play in reducing breast cancer in women?
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not sure.
interesting, but
I'm not sure whether it's. I'm not quite sure. I'm just asking.
yeah, no. So I think either male partners or female partners, we can all help each other. Okay. A lot of the time, as a female myself, okay, and even as a doctor, I can bear testament to the fact that I don't check every month. Okay, sometimes we need her. May check it. So as a as partners, you're supposed to encourage each other. So as a male partner, you can maybe remind your wife, like every time, oh, check it. Sometimes if they feel like they don't want to, you can also help them check for them. You can do the same thing, lift your hand and just feel. So usually the method is to feel from, again, if you imagine this being your breast, like my hand being your breast and this being your nipple, just feel enter, hand on the nipple, and then go around like that and just feel for breasts, any lumps, and then feel under the armpits as well. So yeah, that's the way in which partners can help.
That could cause arousing.
Hey, Patrick.
Man,
and lead to somewhere you don't want to go.
I didn't hear that, Patrick. Let's move on.
No comment.
We are still talking to Dr. Akosua Ofosu-Asiedu on breast cancer. If you have any question, feel free and ask. And if you have any general health question, doctor will be more than happy also to answer. Well, there's one question here that I want to ask. Okay, yeah. What treatment options are there typically available for breast cancer?
Yeah. So again, depending on what type of cancer you have. So again, I could delve really deeply into this, but I'm just going to go on the surface. And there's some cancers which react to hormones. Okay. So in such cancers, there'll be hormonal treatments, and these will be in forms of tablets, pills. Um, some cancers are very localized. So if you catch it, the best treatment is actually to remove the breast tissue. So a lot of people, sometimes you can remove the breast tissue and then we can reconstruct the breast tissue for you again. So it's almost like having breast implants. Some people decide not to have the breast implants and just leave the breast without the tissue. So if it's in a female, they'll end up having breasts like a man, because obviously you've removed the bulk of the tissue, so it comes a bit flat. So some people, especially for the young women, they would like to have their breast reconstruction. A lot of the time, if you get cancer in one breast, then the doctors will advise you to also remove the other breast, because it's more likely that if you only remove one breast, it will come back in the other. It's more likely, doesn't mean it's definitely going to happen. But we usually just advise our patients. And again, it's up to the patients whether they decide to remove the breast or not. Some other treatments are radiotherapy and chemotherapy. Like everybody knows how intense radio and chemotherapy can be, but they're actually quite good in treating the cancers. Even sometimes after you've had the surgery to remove the cancer, we still advise radio and chemotherapy, depending on where the cancer has spread to. Because if the cancer has spread into your armpits, then it's more likely that it's actually spread to other parts of the body. Chemo and radiotherapy can really help with that. So these are some of the treatments that you can. So just to break it down, you can have surgical treatment, you can have medical treatment in forms of pills, and then you can have radio chemotherapy, and then you also have hormonal treatments are the tablet treatments. Yeah.
All right, Doc.
So
before I pick any other question, this is just a follow-up on the treatment. What are the possible side effects of each of some of these treatments? What are some of the side effects?
Yeah. So when it comes to, again, I'll break it down. When it comes to the surgical treatment, obviously every surgery has a risk factor because you're being put to sleep. Essentially, an anesthetist once said to me that when you put a patient to sleep in surgery, you're essentially killing them and they wake up again at the end of the surgery. So I mean, there are a lot of risk factors. And not to say, and maybe I shouldn't have said that, not to say that it's a scary thing. Surgery is actually can be very, very safe. Okay. It's very rare that people die from surgeries. Definitely here in the UK. I'm not sure about the statistics in Ghana, but or any other parts of the country, of the globe. But yeah, no. So if in surgery, things that you can that can affect you in surgery are things like, you can have a residual pain, you can get infection from the cuts that they've done. Some people actually, a lot of the problems that people get with the surgical treatment for breast cancer is actually that the cosmetic. A lot of people end up going into some sort of depression because if you think about a fine girl with fine breasts, then all of a sudden the breasts are no longer there, and then they almost feel like a part of you has been taken away. So it's very psychologically intense. So these are some of the side effects of the surgery. When it comes to chemotherapy is very, very intense. Some people tend to lose their hair. There's a lot of weakness, fatigue. But again, you get sessions of the chemotherapy. So you can have maybe once a year depending on, again, what kind of sessions you're getting. So a lot of people will lose their hair whilst they're doing chemotherapy, would be very, very fatigued. In fact, some people can even be bedbound, as in they can't walk. There's a lot of, depending on everybody's risk factors, everybody's experience is different. But a lot of the time, when people have finished the chemotherapy, their hair grows back, they get their energy back. There can be residual side effects for a very, very long time. So we see patients who've had chemotherapy for years later and they're still feeling some sort of fatigue from it. So, I mean, radiotherapy is a bit more, is less intense than chemotherapy, but you can still get some of the same side effects. And then hormonal therapy. So if you think of any hormone treatment, so anybody who's on like HRT for menopause, or anybody who's on the contraceptive pill, some of the side effects that you get from hormones is, changes in mood swings. I mean, women, we get that already, because your hormones are changing up and down. Again, you can get things like hair thinning, you can get dryness, sweating. I mean, these are all hormonal symptoms. So there are quite a few side effects depending on what. But again, it's not one shoe fits all, because the way my body reacts to a certain drug is not the same way your body will react. So they can be quite individualized. So it depends. But if you experience any of these symptoms, there are things that we as medical professionals can do to reduce them. Okay, so again, if you're going through chemotherapy or have been through it, you would know that if you expect, or even the hormone therapy, you know that medical professionals always have something else that they can do for you.
Will breast cancer treatment affect the ability to give birth?
Simply put, no, it shouldn't. Okay, because again, depending on what treatment you're having, some hormonal treatments can affect the way that your hormone works, and obviously the hormones are important when it comes to giving birth. So for example, if you think about your estrogen and your progesterone, they are things that would help in terms of giving birth. So if you're on hormonal treatment, then during the period in which you're on hormonal treatment, you might struggle to give, and there may be some time after as well. You obviously struggle. Even in terms of chemotherapy, no medical professional will advise anybody on chemotherapy or radiotherapy to get pregnant. Again, because the radiation that you get from this can actually make you have quite on whole babies. So again, whilst you're on chemotherapy or radiotherapy, nobody will advise you to go and get pregnant or conceive. But after chemotherapy, people can always get back to their, and actually it's I think it said that getting breast cancer is protective against things like ovarian cancer. There's a mechanism for it. I don't want to get into it, but like if you get breast cancer, you're protected against getting things like endometrial cancer and cancer, and that's because again the hormones are at play. So there can be some positive to it, but I mean, I wouldn't call it that.
Talking about all this estrogen and all the genes, I think one day I have to bring you back for us to talk about hormonal disorder. But today we are not talking about that. We are not talking about that today. My follow-up question will be, yes, I'm a very strong believer in God, but I also believe in the health system. How quickly should one make a decision on breast cancer treatment?
So this is a very, very important question. Okay. And I think that there's one thing I need to touch on that if I haven't already. Anyone is diagnosed with any sort of cancer, including breast cancer, you need to have a supportive network. Okay. Now that doesn't mean that if you don't have family members or your friends that you're doomed. Okay. Everybody has somewhere that they can go, your pastor, your imam, to your neighbor, but you need to have people who can support you because it's a long journey when you're diagnosed with anything like cancer, and it can go on for ages and ages, and the treatment is very intense. Now, depending on what surgery you're going to have, depend on your lifestyle and what stage of cancer you have. So if like I said before, he's got a localized cancer and you can just remove it, then they have the choice of choosing between just surgery on one breast or surgery on both breasts. Am I still here?
Yeah, you are here. You are right here with me. Hello, Doc?
Okay, I think there's a lag. Yeah, no, I think there was a bit of a lag. Okay.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Yeah. Having just one more thing, having chemotherapy, again, we've advised some of our patients who have kids not to go through with chemotherapy. And that's because when you're being blasted with, that sort of chemotherapy and radiotherapy, because when you're being blasted with radiation, you actually emit the radiation around you. So some people that actually go through it, if they have kids, sometimes they have to stay away from their children. So again, if you're a mother, let's say you're, you've just given birth or your child is 2, you might be considering all these things, and you might decide, actually, I don't want to have radiotherapy because if I do, I have to stay away from my children for about 6 months or more. So you might opt to have something. So the treatment, it's all very personalized and tailored. However, as a medical professional, somebody will come to me, and the only that I will I will advise them to take might be a treatment that they don't want to take. And that's because that's what I think would be the best outcome for them. So again, the same example I used, if somebody has a little child and they don't want to take radiotherapy, but in my medical opinion, I think radiotherapy is their best chance of survival, I will advise them to take that. In the end of the day, it's their choice whether they take it or not. But like I said, these are some of the things that we have to consider when we're given treatment options.
Thank you very much. A friend of mine sent me a question, but I'm not going to ask that. Young Kwaso. If you still have any question for Doctor before she leaves us this evening, feel free. Yes, Young Kwa Yeboah. Yeboah, please unmute yourself and ask your question. Hello, Yeboah. Please unmute yourself and ask your question. All right, let me pick few questions in the chat room. Somebody's asking, okay, Jonas, I'm out of you. I'll allow you to ask your question. Doing plastic surgery, can it cause cancer? Is it breast cancer or cancer in general? I don't know whether it's cancer in general or... Doc, what do you think?
To the best of my knowledge, no. But I suppose again, it would depend on what kind of plastic surgery you're doing. I know that there have been some rumors about implants and foreign objects causing cancer. The mechanism is not exactly proven. See why that might be, because again, your body always fights something that is not natural to you. So if you're putting like something that is like implants in your breast, there might be some sort of resistance there. Your body might be fighting against it. But again, it's not something that's proven, so I don't want to get into it. But to the best of my knowledge, no, is a simple answer.
All right, let's move on to Yeboah. Yeboah, please unmute. Ask your question. Hiya.
Oh, okay. My question, hello?
Yeah, my question is a too.
Oh, okay. The question is, surgery, how risk involved also, and my will take this decision of talking about the breast cancer.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a similar question to what I've just answered here. There's nothing proven. Again, cancer no any proof of what causes the cancer, except say genetics. But say in the body, it's all about the cell growing and the cell dying, and then in cancer the cell grows uncontrollably. And we also know say in the body, whenever the body faces foreign objects, it always fights against the foreign objects. And then sometimes in fighting, it causes damage to the cells. And in the cells' attempts to repair themselves, they end up growing uncontrollably. So if we're putting those two together, then we can theoretically say that, yes, having foreign objects like implants and things in your breast can maybe induce breast cancer. But knowing the actual procedure that I know, say, on the implants, they always use some drugs, be that are they have a name, I've even forgotten it, but it helps your body stop fighting against these implants and things. So, I mean, I don't think it's that common. Actually, like I said, it's not proven, say, having these breast modifications and things can cause breast cancer. Actually, I don't think, to the best of my knowledge, no, it doesn't cause. Because even after people have had breast cancer and they've removed their breast, like I was saying, another one of the treatments that we offer them is actually to give them implants. So we're looking at implants as being a negative thing because obi ohona shrenyano no person man no for kese no koshe bi ka ho a ehun say no dey negative, but actually so be yare na genuinely nipa kono as I say we trying no for free ho, as medical professionals will offer the person a breast implant to replace the breast that they've just lost. So I don't think that we'll be going around giving people cancer. So yeah, so I think that right now, to the best of my medical knowledge, unless there's new evidence that comes in a few years that changes that, but as we speak right now, the simple answer will be no.
All right. Jonas Amate few, then na wrap up our hanimo.
I have a question.
We're gonna have...
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. Yeah,
Jonas.
Yeah. My question is this. It's two, but let me do it 2 in 1. Buy one, get one free.
So the thing is, how would you be able to detect, let's say your wife is developed has got a breast cancer? Because men, apart from watching football, the only golf we play is the breast. So what kind of, because I missed a big part of the whole program. I was late today. So how would I detect that? Oh, maybe during finals, I was like, oh babe, I can detect something. I don't. This might be a breast cancer. How? Because we don't know. How would you detect it? That's the first thing. And secondly, if a woman is wearing these implants, can they breastfeed? Because I don't know how it works. Can they breastfeed when they have implants inside? These are my two questions.
Okay, so I actually have a plastic surgeon friend, and I hope he'll be texting me the answer to the second question as I'm answering the first question. So that's a tip to you. If this one, I know you're watching, so hopefully he's texting me the answer. But I'll answer the first question first. So, essentially, this is a very, very good question, and actually, and you know what, I'm going to debunk something that you said, because you said as men, for your female partners. I think in the beginning, like you said, you missed it, but men can also get breast cancer. For anybody who doesn't know, who just came on the show, men can also get breast cancer. It's important that you know this. So as much as you can do for your female partner or your wife can also do for you. Okay. So how do we check that our partner has a breast cancer? Now, the best person to know, aside you yourself, would be your partner who you spend a lot of times with, because you're seeing the breast all the time, or you're feeling it, you're touching it. So you basically, if there are any differences that you can see, if you suddenly see that, oh, my partner had breasts that were both standing up, all of a sudden the left one is looking down, and it's not equal on both sides. So if we call it unilateral changes. So bilateral changes will mean both sides are the same. But if just one side is changed, then there's more of a chance that there's something wrong with that. If both of your breasts are red, or both of them are itchy, then you can say, okay, this is something that is no. If just one of them has changes in them. So just to answer your question simply, if you notice any changes at all in your partner's breast, whether it be color changes, the shape change, skin peeling off, dimples, anything that is not normal that you think you've never seen before, the first thing to do would be to feel the breast, the armpits for lumps. Even if you don't find anything, I would still go to my medical practitioner and tell them that there's been a change in my breast. Don't wait, because some people say, I'm waiting to see what happens in 2 weeks. No, there's nothing wrong with going to your doctor. If it's better for them to find nothing than for you to delay it and go 2 weeks after and then they find something. Because in the world of cancer, 2 weeks can make the difference from the breast, the cancer just being in the breast, to the cancer being in the bone, because cancer can spread fast depending on what type of cancer it is. So that's the answer to my first question. Unfortunately, my plastic surgeon friend has not come back with an answer for me, so I'm just going to have to try and answer the second question. Okay, now I can say this, I'm not entirely sure about this, but I think that once a person has breast, it will be difficult for them to breastfeed. And the reason I said that is because of the anatomy of the breast. So before you came, I don't know if you saw the anatomy, but the breast tissue has tubes in them, and the tubes are connected to lobules. The lobules are where the milk is produced. So essentially, when you have breast implants, you're removing your breast tissue and putting in implants which are bigger. Now, whether there's a situation where you can actually add on implants to your normal breast tissue, that I actually don't know. So what I'll go back to my plastic surgeon friend who does a lot of these things, and he will tell me that actually maybe you can add the implants to your breast. If you can add it to your breast, then I'm sure that you can breastfeed. But if you're not adding it to your breast and you're removing your breast, then of course not, you cannot breastfeed, because you're removing the milk producing cells in your breast.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Please ask because I'm in a queue. I'm in a
Sure. Come back to the show and I'll tell you during the show.
Definitely.
So next week.
Okay. All right. My name is one last question. Nafi, Minfa Doctor in Animal. coming Saturday, there's going to be KNUST Alumni UK chapter launch in the UK, in London. We will talk about it before we bring the final draw for tonight to close the show. And yeah, share that and yet tap send focus section Papa Bia and inti. My main Amobroni. Hey, and then the mobile mio, mo fan chemi wate.
Yeah,
It's
me
because where
amo bruni. Amo ena bruni. Me surname.
Fache me wate. Baby, I'm go school in India. Amo mbacho.
Don't worry. Me surname intine Amo and Bruni. So Amo Bruni.
Amo Bruni. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. I'm Bruni, yetio.
Aye. Pacho, me da sebebre. Doctor say da na sebebre wo nsheshe. Me pesa me who say how fast ena cancer team me spread there will be because recently me baby we ya to when you're 27 Sunday of breast cancer and was like sudden for 2 months. Would that be possible?
So I'm sorry to hear, sir, we'll lose you a be free bread. I mean, this is subject because men so may lose your family move from breast cancer. So my condolences are with you and the family.
Yeah,
breast
thank you.
cancer. Sorry, Nana. Mind. Okay. Yes, Barbara, there are different types. Depending on the type, there are ones very aggressive and ones which are not so aggressive. Yeah. Intino.
Doc, and no breaky kakra.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It looks like we've lost her again. We will try to bring her back to conclude on that. Then, the section of Abba area. Yeah. So, producer, please try and see if
Dr. Kufia JB, yeah, no my.
Jonas, now what is the why when 50 pounds now? I said no win ho. Yeah, boy, more now way.
He wasn't around.
Why when you now win ho? Ow. I am the seminar macro anyway.
Mawini, yeah, me bow, that be mediocre.
Jonas. Mami emfa one ad intrim. Na me hwese menya doctor but na me no area. Right after that, I'll be talking to the organizers of KNUST and officials.
That's on the line already.
That's teenager.
Introducing Nature's Secret for health and wellness. Turkey Berry Organic Premium Tea. Unlock the power of wellness with Turkey Berry Organic Premium Tea. Made from the powerful turkey berry, locally known as abedru. Our tea is packed with natural goodness. Simply brew a cup and you're on your way to a healthier you. Experience increased vitality and a boost to your immune system with every sip. 100% organic, pure goodness from the earth. Our Turkey Berry Organic Premium Tea is your secret to an invincible immune system. Turbocharge your health and keep those seasonal bugs at bay. Raise your iron levels naturally and rekindle your energy. Boost your vitality, kickstart your day, and embrace life with enthusiasm. Discover the secret to sustainable weight loss. Turkey Berry Tea helps you shed those extra pounds naturally and effortlessly. Visit our website now and order your Turkey Berry Tea. Experience the difference and unlock a healthier and more vibrant you.
Right. It looks like I said doc ni internet no hard drink kakra. Me nyana me de no ebeba na wabe my conclusion on this topic, breast cancer. Na ye de se antino amobroni fache me say wentimi anwie o question no. Janet, so one so question no is on breast cancer. Mr. I'll try and bring
line. I see Doc on the line.
She's not back on the line. So as soon as I'll bring her back to conclude on this topic for us. Right. So I'm moving on to my next guest on the show. We're going to talk about the launch of KNUST UK chapter, alumni chapter. We have some officials from KNUST on the show this evening, and the organizers of the launch are also on the show. So help me to introduce to you Yvonne Doku, who is an alumni of KNUST and also one of the organizers of the launch. Yvonne, a very good evening and welcome to the show this evening.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you, Prince, for having us here. And we would also like to thank you and TapTap for being one of the bones behind us to make our launch a reality. Thank you so much. So I have with me the Senior Assistant Registrar for Advancement and Alumni Relations Office, who is in the person of James Kwesi Beoko, and our Global Alumni President, that is Dr. Kweku Agbisi. So I would like them to unmute if they are here with me, and then they would be able to tell us more about our event, because we are looking to explore how best we can rebuild our alma mater, KNUST. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Yvonne, and good evening to everyone.
Good evening, Doctor, and all right, James. Before I will take KNUST,
thank you.
Please, pardon me and bear with me. Let me bring Doctor back to conclude on the section on breast cancer. Doc, if you are there, please put your camera on so that we can. Very good. So that we can end that session, then quickly move on to KNUST, and I'll finish with KNUST this evening. Doc, I can understand technology. Sometimes all these things can happen.
Sorry, honestly. Okay. Right. So let me just answer it really quick. So, as I was saying, so when it comes to the cancer, there are different types of cancer, and there are very invasive ones and ones that are not so invasive. So there are ones that you can have for a very long time and not know. But this is why I was saying to the speaker before, the gentleman who asked me the question, I said to them, if you see any changes in your breast, don't wait even 2 weeks to say me try, because there are some cancers that can spread within days, within weeks, and they're spread to your brain, your lungs, and your bones. So yes, to answer your question, there are cancers. These are called invasive cancers. Now, I can go into a lot more detail and go into
a very challenging night with Dr.
I can just answer your question and say yes, there are invasive cancers out there, and they can spread really quickly. So just be vigilant and make sure to go to your doctor when you see, at the moment you see anything that's weird. Go to your doctor.
Thank you, Doc. So on this note, what would you say to conclude on this topic, breast cancer?
Yeah. So I think the important points here are that breast cancer is real, and it affects women, both women and men. It can affect anybody from very young ages to very old. Okay, that's why our screening program in the UK looks at the age of 40 to even 70. So don't think, just because I'm 70 or I'm 80 that you're out of the pan. It can still affect people from that age. And in fact, it does. The older you are, the more likely it is that you get breast cancer. So just look out for it. The important things are to also look out for signs of breast cancer. Like I said, any changes at all. Okay, my body is different from your body. So what's normal to me is different to you, but you know what's normal for you. So any changes in your breast at all, and your armpits, because the armpits are very important for breast cancer as well. Any changes to your breast, your armpits, go and see a medical professional. Another thing I want to say, I think I'm going to be quite general here and say a lot of the time I feel that Africans are not very we sort of, we let things, we're very I don't know what word I'm trying to use here, we're very passe about things. You know, you be and then we'll be like, oh, enyashi, oh, mebompai. Yes, prayer is important, you know, but I think that we also need to be realistic when it comes to our health and our body. So like I say, if you see anything that's weird at all, don't just pray about it. Do pray, but don't make prayer the only option. Make sure you also go and see a medical professional. And these will be my sort of my closing remarks today. But thank you for having me on the show. I really enjoyed this talk. And if you have any more questions, send it to Nana Kwame. He'll forward it to me and I'll try and answer them. But yeah, no, thank you. I've really had a good time. Thanks.
Awesome. And I also want to say on behalf of our audience, Tap Send, we want to say a big thank you. I mean, even on a short notice, you didn't say no. And Dr. Akosua, that I know, you are very passionate about your community, your people. You are always there for us. So a very big thank you for coming. And I know, if somebody, I mean, after this show, if somebody want to contact you, is there any contact number that we can get in touch on our health issues, that we can talk to you, advise us?
Yes.
I mean,
yeah, so I actually do health consultations as well. So am I okay to give my number now, or will you?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, feel free.
Okay, so you can get me on WhatsApp at any time on. So you need the UK London number code, which is +44. So it's +44 750 065 43573. So that's +44 750 65 43573. You can also get me on Instagram at OA Sisters. So if you just do OA_sisters, that on Instagram. And then I'm also on TikTok as Dr_Akus. So these are all the places that you can get me on. And just before Nana Kwame, I just want to say I actually did a quick read about the breast implants. And yes, like I was saying before, so depending on the type of implant you have, you can actually breastfeed. So there are implants that they can do, instead of doing it on the center, on taking out your breast tissue, they can put implants in your armpits, or they can put implants sort of underneath. So depending on the site of the implant, you can actually breastfeed. But for most people with breast cancer, a lot of all their breast tissue is taken out. So they cannot breastfeed because all their breast tissue is taken out. So yeah, so that's the answer to that.
Thank you very much, Dr. Akosua. Doc, you can also put your contact details in the chat room for those who are not able to pick the number. They will be able to contact you after this show. Thank you very much, and we will definitely bring you back again for us to have.
The contact is very important. Can we get it again, please?
Yes, he's going to put it in the chat room.
I'll put it in the Zoom.
Yeah, chat room.
Okay, I'll just say one: 075 065 43573. But if you're getting in contact from outside of the UK, just put +44 in front of that. Again, that's 075 065 43573, and just put +44 in front of it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
As a lawyer for the doctor, no, just business calls. Yes, Remwa. Don't place different calls to doctor, please.
And
I like the way doctor did online 074. All right, Doc, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
Now,
thank you very much.
I will now move on to my next guest on the show, officials from KNUST. Monfanche said, then I have to bring the doctor back again to conclude her section. And thank you very much for your understanding. Right, so doctor and my dear brother James. Yvonne, can you help us again with the introduction? Then we will take it from there.
Okay, so like Prince has rightly mentioned, KNUST, that is Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, is looking to launch our alumni on Saturday this week, 28th of October. And I have here with me two representatives from Ghana. That is our Global Alumni President, Dr. Kweku Agbesi, and the Senior Assistant Registrar for Advancement and Alumni Office, that is James Obeokun, with me. And we are going to tell you a bit more about our event and how you can join us to build our Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology better. Thank you.
All right. Dr. Agbesi and James, a very good evening and welcome once again to this show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Right. So I will start with James. James, if this is the first time somebody is hearing about KNUST, can you tell us a little bit about KNUST?
Well, thank you very much, Prince, and good evening to everyone on board. KNUST is a very global brand in tertiary education located in Kumasi. It was established 72 years ago, specifically on 6 October 1951. And for the past 72 years, KNUST has been the market leader in the training of science, technology, mathematics, and engineering graduates, especially for Ghana, the African continent, and the world. I'm sure as we progress, the strides that KNUST has made will justify my statement. But the good of everything is the fact that, look, KNUST is a global brand and always making that giant strides and impact in the various sectors through its alumni.
Thank you very much. And James, can you tell us something a bit what KNUST is doing and what big news that you've got for us this evening?
Well, the biggest news KNUST has for you is that on the 1st of June this year, that's 2023, the university was adjudged the #1 university in the world by the Times Higher Education in the area of quality education. You know, there are 17 SDGs that the United Nations has put across that the world is looking at achieving for a better world. And the SDG goal #4 is quality education. So based on certain matrices that were outlined by the Times Higher Education, when the rankings were done for far over 1,000 universities across the world, we are glad to tell you that the big news is that KNUST came out tops and is currently the #1 in quality education in the whole wide world. So from the 1st of June till date, we have been basking in that glory, and we are being led by that to do more to ensure that we impact the world positively.
All right, let me move on to Dr. Agbesi, being the global president of KNUST alumni. What areas is the alumni impacting on KNUST? And tell us more why the chancellor, the vice chancellor, is meeting those alumni living in the UK come Saturday.
Thank you, Prince. Once again, good evening to you all. Unfortunately, where I am now, I can't show my video.
Don't worry.
I thought I was told. Yeah. So, as an alumni, we are supposed to assist the university in managing assist management to manage the university. We have undertaken a number of projects. Currently, we have a alumni hostel going on at KNUST campus, and that project is being done by ourselves and a private partner. We are putting up a 11-story hostel, even though it's not progressing as expected. The progress for the past 6 months have been amazing. We also undertake mentorship programs for students. especially first-year students and final-year students. We mentored them about university life and also life after university. Currently, we also provide scholarship support for students. We have students who are benefiting from the alumni scholarship scheme. And I might say it has been one of the fulfilling projects undertaken by the alumni. When we were there, I think things were a bit better for us. Now, most students sometimes find it difficult even to get food to eat. So the alumni steps in to support such students to create a conducive environment for them to pursue their various courses. And you asked a question about why this program. Our Vice Chancellor always said that the university belongs to us. And if she has a singular opportunity to manage the university, it's important she regularly come to us to seek our views and input about how the university is being managed, so that we can lift KNUST to the level we all want KNUST to be. So the Vice Chancellor is in UK to meet all technocrats to brief us about the monumental development that has taken over that has taken place on campus for the past 10 years, 2010. It will amaze you that most of you, when you get to KNUST now, you get lost. Now we have a place even called Dubai. First, we used to have only Mecca and Jerusalem. Now we have Dubai. So you can really see the great strides that KNUST has achieved over the years. So the Vice Chancellor will let us know this development and also take our input, the things that we think are not going on very well, things that we think that we can do better. She is ready to hear from you so that we can all make KNUST a better place to be. Thank you very much.
So you want me or those who are listening to you tonight to know that the Vice Chancellor of KNUST is coming to town right here in London.
Yes.
So who is invited to this program?
Yes, this program, you are inviting all technocrats. Even if you step at KNUST for 1 week and you left to UK to come and continue with your education, you are invited to attend. And we are also expecting our sister universities to also attend, especially the executives. We have invited them. The High Commissioner is also coming. Mr. Andy Lumo, who is a rep for public universities in the UK, is also coming. And I might say that the Vice Chancellor is not coming alone. She's coming with the registrar, the finance officer, and Professor Bia, the International Programs Office Dean. And you can see that this particular event is dear to the heart of the Vice Chancellor, and we expect that those of us here now will broadcast the news to our friends, our year mates, our course mates, our hall mates, to attend in their numbers. Yvonne and the team have done a very marvelous job. They have a very nice package for us, very entertaining, a networking package, and other things. So please, let's all come in our numbers to make this event a very great event. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Let me go back to James again and find out from him what will be some of the highlights of this program. Is it a registered event or free to enter? James, can you tell us a bit more about the program? Maybe I'm looking to help my brother or my sister to also gain admission to KNUST. Am I also invited? Would you tell me a bit more about even how to get into KNUST on the day? Tell me more about the program.
Right. Thank you very much, Prince. So to start with, everyone listening to us is invited to the program because we see every Ghanaian and even foreigners as stakeholders in KNUST. So we invite all those who have graduated from KNUST, their parents, their colleagues, and all who are interested, because this will be a once in a lifetime opportunity to come close and personal with the Vice Chancellor. And don't forget that Professor Mrs. Rita Akosua Dixon, the Vice Chancellor, is the first female to head the university in its 72-year history. So you are coming to actually interact with a history-making woman. And like the president said, it's an opportunity for you to listen to the Vice Chancellor outlining the strides that KNUST has made, where she intends to take the university. And then based on this and others, she will also be on standby to answer all the various questions that you may have on your mind. And she will take your suggestions as well to incorporate in her work to ensure that we become more important as a university in the world. So it is happening really on coming Saturday, 28th October, 2 p.m. exactly at Beckton. It's going to happen at the St. Mark Community Center, Tollgate Road, Beckton, London. That is E6 5YA. That is the address, and everyone is invited. You need not to register. Everything has been paid for. All the refreshments, all the items that we will use for your comfort have all been paid for. So you are not coming to pay for anything, but you get close to get to let us know what you think is on your mind that we should incorporate in our work, and you also interact with the Vice Chancellor.
Thank you very much. And finally, before the two of you, before you go, your final words that you want to leave with us before you go. So I'll take it from James first, and I'll go to Dr. Agbesi. And Yvonne, if you have anything to add, you can also add your final word.
Well, my final words are simple. We are grateful to all of you for giving us the opportunity between today, Thursday, and Saturday morning. It is our expectation that the 70 of you listening to us now will spread the word for everybody to know that this once in a lifetime opportunity is happening, and that all of them should make it a point to come. Again, we would want to thank some people or some institutions who have supported the organization of this program. And the key in this is Tap Send. We are grateful to Tap Send for supporting. We also thank Sika FX, A-Class Photography, Diaspora Insurance, Dashika, and then El Vintage. We are grateful to all of you. We look forward to meeting all of you on Saturday, and I bet you will not regret you came. Let's put our hands together to build the best university in the world we have. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's move on to Dr. Agbesi. Then I'll ask my last question. Maybe say even one last question, and Sana or the last words and so am I. Doc, we want to hear from you. Dr. Agbesi, please unmute yourself. You are on mute.
Okay, sorry about that. My short message is that let's all come on Saturday. Let's network, let's make fun, and let's ask all the questions that we want to ask. And before I end, I want to say a big thank you to Yvonne and the team for the great work that they have done, and also Andy Limo of the Universities of Ghana office here in UK, and all the other people that have not mentioned your name. We really appreciate the great job that you have done to make this program a very successful one. And we hope you have a very nice time, and we make friends, we network, and then we move on. Thank you very much.
Thank you too, Doc, for coming this evening. Yvonne, the praise and thanks goes to you and your team who are putting this whole program together for this coming Saturday on the 28th of October at Beckton. Yvonne, Dr. Agbesi said everybody's invited. Even enter KNUST even one semester and a few honor cry you are invited. No be busa say so obi be born tell honor so invited ana.
Or your associate member, or you're invited. Obia, only KUST has all the science and technology to help our country improve. So Muma Yembra na Yembe Din Komone and see how best I will foster the relationship to make not just KUST, but will impact our country in terms of coming up with solutions to help make life better for all of us and our future generations.
We understand all the science and technology that is going on in there. We are asking, says, will be born tell one semester cry, is he invited?
So what about that? What for that? Unim we busu ni bi kwa ba tech cry mpacho uka ye ho bra. Na be so ye mu na yema eho enye dem. It's not just enye kasa nkwa ye be num ni bibi. And then ye besa and there are opportunities like Kwesi said to network. So we never know. It's a small world. I'm seeing messages from people who are identifying some of us who I didn't know are here. So thank you very much. And
thank you
for having us.
I think people want to ask questions. So I think said Dr. Ene Rora James Wahidi, my man for home coin na more questions via almost intimi embusa. Patrick, my for Patrick first, then Pius, then Patrick, we want to hear from you.
Thank you. Doug, are you able to share that link regarding the global international award that KNUST was awarded in terms of educational, high-class educational thing that you said? Yeah.
That's okay. We'll share the link with you.
Amazing. Thank you very much.
Nice one. Let's move on to peace as well. Please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yes, sir. This question, I mean, that's why for Hunkakra. Yeah, about tap send, and I'm in the US, and sponsors like tap send. We have a program also coming up. African American, African, Caribbean, a kind of diversity to enhance our Ghanaian culture or African culture. And even here so, but we can talk on the backside. I remember, probably you were the one that called me this morning about my action. I still have your number. If that's to send me some freewich there, if that's okay.
Our US growth lead, Ora Kofi Ejay, is on the line. Dave, if you can connect with him and pick the conversation from there, we will be more than happy to engage with you and any future events that you may have in mind. Yeah. All right. So on this note, I just want you to know that on Saturday, 28th of October, we are all joining KNUST for them to launch their UK chapter, their alumni UK chapter. It's happening live at St. Mark's Community Centre, Tollgate Road, Beckton, London E6 5YA. London E6 5YA. And it's starting from 2 p.m. Mr. Enyetri, Nana will do on 2 p.m. If it's Saturday, you say we busy. Brantem na so we ye or party or wedding beer. Na wako na So 2 p.m. we are all meeting at St. Mark's Community Centre, Tollgate Road, Beckton, London E6 5YA. 2 p.m. Tap will be there to support the event. So please come and let's support KNUST Alumni Launch UK chapter. Ahanomo ena mede ene jumedie no ebesi. I think I will give you about 10 minutes for David Kofi Ejay to take the seat for any tap send related question will be na odiaba. And into Mami Fan Krato Bako Intrem, I'm going for a quick commercial break. When I come back, David Kofi Ejay will be in your seat. My name is Nana Kwame Osei-Tutu. Yenshia ebiem every here. Nakamanye US draw no. Yee. Kennedy ka US will be coming. Alright, A-class. Take over Nafa US Canada.
You playing with people's money.
I know. Thank you very much, A-class, for your support. A-class, take over.
All right. Thank you very much, Ebuza, for this is the time where we get to our brothers and sisters in the USA and Canada. So I'll quickly go on to the our brothers in Canada, and this is the list. So I'm going to pick that and put it into the machine. This is our machine. Then I've got 757 entries at the moment. So we're going to spin it and get our winner for the $50 Canadian Amazon badge. Thank you very much. This is our winner. And I'll call upon our dear sisters, Teresa and Hanicha, to announce it for us, please.
Mpacho, the winner is Marian Inkumsa. Marian Inkumsa.
Thank you very, very much, my dear sister Hanicha. So now we're taking Marian out. So we're going in for our winner for the $10 Canadian. And at the moment, our new entry will be 756. Thank you very much. To call upon our dear sister to do justice for us again, please.
So the winners are Joseph Clark, Niaku Minta, Edwin Oforiata, Seth Amo Yebwa, Jonas Wadie.
All right. Thank you very much. So that's the end of the brothers and sisters in Canada. We're going down to the United States, almighty United States, and we're going to pick the entries for the United States. And all right. So the United States, we've got 7,721. 7,721. So we're going to do the pickup for the $50 Amazon badge. Good. So that's our winner for the $50. So we'll call upon our dear sisters to do justice for us, please.
The winner is Cecil Odum. Cecil Odum.
Thank you very much, our dear sister. So we're going to take our dear sister out of it, and I'll do justice for the 5 other people for the in-app credits. All right. Okay. Our new entry will be 7,720. 7,720. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. And I'll call upon our dear sisters to do justice for us for our winners for the $10.
Our in-app credit winners are Kabiru Adamo, Comfort Sego, Ropapa Mensa, Seidu Osman, Robert Abozabiri.
Thank you very, very much, on this note, we'll say thank you to everyone and thank you to all the technical team members, Daniel, Kofi, Louise, David, Nana Kwame, Teresa, Annie Chart. God bless you all. And to mostly you, the listeners and the viewers on the show on the Zoom here. Thank you very much. If you miss out today, next week might be your chance. Stay blessed and continue to send. Never know. Tomorrow might be your lucky day. Bye for now. Over to you, Nana Kwame.
Thank you, class. So at this point, I'll take a quick ad break. When I come back, David Kofi Ajay will sit in the hot seat and what the Tapsa saying focus session at the Ebebro. The master said, and then so mobile kind home any edi jumain. Now, me shall was say more mobile show no so every single day. Nyami Aduma next week, yabe special draw. Ediama those on the show and no enca the AN home. We just want to say we appreciate that we are mobile joining on this show.
Amen.
So next week,
I thought this was said last week.
We were supposed to do it today, but today the program has been jam-packed. So I'm moving it to next week.
Uncle, can you?
Are you ready for the ultimate property and lifestyle experience? Get ready for the Ghana Property and Lifestyle Expo 2023, coming to 2 exciting locations. Join us in London on the 11th and 12th of November, where leading reputable real estate developers will be waiting to meet you face to face. Be inspired by industry experts as they provide thought-provoking panel discussions and live Q&A sessions. And finally, mark your calendars for the 16th and 17th of December when the Expo lands in Accra, Ghana. Experience the vibrant lifestyle and rich culture of Ghana while exploring investment opportunities in the thriving real estate market. Our expo will also feature exhibitors ranging from banking and legal services to estate and property management. Get all the support and information you need under one roof. So whether you're looking to invest, visit or simply explore the world of real estate, the Ghana Property and Lifestyle Expo 2023 is the place to be. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity. Book your tickets now via Eventbrite for the Ghana Property and Lifestyle Expo 2023. Dream it, live it. You don't want to miss out.